Well, this is going to be entitled, Hope the Supreme Court Gets It Right This Time. You see there, you got the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. We're going to get into something. Maybe I didn't make enough sense, but we're going to do it one more time. This is a preamble to the Bill of Rights. It is part of your Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. Period. And then just a little more. The Convention of the number of the states having at the time of them adopting the Constitution expressed a desire in order to prevent misconstruction or abuse of its powers that further declaratory, and get this, restrictive clauses should be added. And as extending the ground of public confidence in the government, this will best ensure that the benefits end of its institution. Now, this is back in 1789. Now you read that. What they put in there is called the Supreme Law of the Land. Now your Second Amendment is in this Bill of Rights. And what does that mean? This preamble? This means that Congress have never been constitutionally allowed to infringe upon your rights. They are constitutionally barred from infringing on any aspect of firearms. Period. It's not their business. It's not in the enumerated powers that were granted to Congress. Now, let's hope that this Supreme Court gets it right this time. Congress has Congress is limited. They cannot infringe upon your rights. Your rights are God-given. They weren't given to you by Congress. They were given to you by God. And they don't understand that because they want control. That's been the main focus of everything, is more control. Really sad. We have let the Supreme Court in the past overturn the Constitution. We've got to put this back into the bottle so the genie doesn't get out again. The Supreme Court needs to put the Congress in its place. Firearm laws are unconstitutional. It's outside the scope of powers that were granted to Congress. Period. You know, we don't like control. I mean, everywhere you turn anymore, it's control. Let's say you buy a piece of land someplace and you want to live in a cardboard box. And then your neighbor who's got this mansion over there is starting to complain because, oh, it brought down my property values. You should thank that guy with the cardboard box. You were paying too much for land taxes. Go over and give him $100 and thank him. We don't like to be harnessed. We have a free will. This country was founded on freedom, liberty and freedom. You start restricting any of those rights and you're just causing turmoil. All these cities and these villages and stuff anymore, they become the tyrants that you try to get away from. It's the right to be free, to do things as you want, as you see fit, as you can afford. That's what America's about. So I'm really hoping that the Supreme Court's put things back to the constitutional ways that it used to be. You know, I told you before, I'm scared every time they nominate some nitwit to go up to the Supreme Court. Why? they didn't study the Constitution. When they went to law school, they only studied what other judges said about the Constitution, not the Constitution itself. Thus, the judges became the power and not the Constitution. You can't make the judge the law. That's what's happened in the United States. The judges have become a law unto themselves. How can you say you studied the Constitution when you didn't read the Federalist Papers, you didn't read the Declaration of Independence, you didn't read anything from what transpired when the Constitution was being written? You're going on some hearsay of some nitwit judge who may have a burr up his ass that one day. That's what's happened. When you start getting political, then you should walk away from your job. That's supposed to be the most respected thing that we have in the United States, is the Supreme Court of the United States. And it's not. It's become a laughing stock, just like the FBI, the CIA, the ATF, laughing stocks. They've got to put this things back the way it was, as it was intended. Give us back our liberty, our freedom. Give us back all there should be no gun laws out there whatsoever on the federal level. None. They don't have the power. Everything they ever wrote, everything they ever passed, is null and void. It was, like I said, it's beyond the scope of powers that were delegated to Congress by the Enumerated Powers. Period. Like I said, they didn't study the Constitution. They only studied what other judges said about the Constitution, making the judge the law and not the Constitution itself. You've got to watch out for these kind of nitwits, because they look like, the laws that they pass, it looks like law, but it's only the color of law. There's no substance to it. Well, I'm just, like I said, I hope that the Supreme Court gets it correct this time, so there's no more of this stuff, no more control over the masses, and you wouldn't have all this stuff that's going on now. When you start causing all this chaos and nobody knows what's going on, well, who's to blame? Okay, thanks for watching.